Hello. Hello out there in Facebook land. How are you? I hope you're doing well today. Starting just a tiniest bit early, and we'll probably run a little bit short today because we've had some longish sessions due to technology challenges this week. So I want to sort of balance that scale out. Yesterday, we reviewed Catherine Ross's website, Pageant Wagon Publishing. Talked to her about a few things that I thought would be helpful for her to consider changing. And she's taken those suggestions under review. Thanks again, Catherine, for volunteering your site. We'll be doing more website reviews as time goes on, so if you'd like to be considered for that, please give me a private message or email me if you know my email address. I'd love to put you in the pot, so to speak, so that we can look at your website and everyone can learn from everyone else. It's not about pointing fingers or saying things that are harmful, but rather building each other up and learning from each other. That's why we're here, so that we can each have our own, fulfill God's call on our life. In today's episode, let's answer the simple question that looks very simple on the front end, but on the back end, it can get really hairy. Pardon me, I'm still having some bronchitis issues. Today's question is, how much of your story should you share online? Hi, I'm Patricia Durgin, the Christian Message Coach, and this is One Step Closer, a live show created for Christian communicators to help them take the mystery out of online marketing. Here's the question for the day. Do you share your entire story on your website's About page? It's a question for you. Answer it in the comments whether you're live or in the replay. Let's explore this. Do you have a message about how to help heal dysfunctional relationships? Maybe. Then share the parts of your story that illustrate why you know this, how you learned about how to heal the dysfunctional relationship, and who taught you. Did you go to college? Did you have life experiences? A mix of both. All are viable. You know, years ago when we were all growing up, if you didn't have 3 degrees behind your name, then it was really difficult to get people to hear and listen and value what you had to say, unless you knew them personally. That's not the case anymore because so few people have 3 degrees behind their name. It's wonderful if you do, and it's still okay if you don't. Online, we can offer our benefits, offer our message, offer our services, and in the offering and in the trainings that we do for free, the lead magnets that we give away, the videos that we create and make available for no charge, as we interact with people on social media, then we earn the right to speak. Now, what we do with that right is maybe a different horse of a different color, as my mother used to say. But it's not necessary to be viewed as an expert by anyone in the world in order to share your story, your message, and help people that God has sent you to help. And yet, we still have to connect with those people, right? So, only share if you know how to heal dysfunctional relationships. Then tell me as the ideal reader. We're going to pretend like I'm your ideal target market. Tell me how you learned that stuff. Do you have a short life story that you could share with me without giving me all the nuances and every occasion where perhaps you either saw abuse happening or you experienced it yourself, or dysfunction rather? How do you know about it? How did you learn about the questions that people ask that are in dysfunctional relationships? How did you journey from the questions that you had to the answers that you found in God, whether it's in His Word, in the lessons that He taught you that very day or during that very experience or through the years cumulatively? How do you know about my world? Now, let's be honest. I do care about you. Again, I'm pretending to be your ideal target market. I do care about you on a human level because I know you're another living, breathing human being. So there's that level of caring. But that's not going to keep me on your website long. I need you to explain to me why you know what I care about, how you know the answers to my questions, how you know how to solve my problems. And I don't need, excuse me again, I don't need to know that by you whipping out something for me to buy. I just need you to be human with me and connect with me on a personal level, even if it's just the littlest bit. But again, don't share too much for me, because that makes me feel awkward, and that will make me leave your website also. So on another less emotional level, let's say you know something practical like how to build, well, healing a dysfunctional relationship is utterly practical. But let's talk about technology. Do you build websites for your clients? Is that what you do for your business or your ministry? Then share with me, again, as your pretend ideal target market, share with me how you became interested in developing websites. Some people have been building websites since they were 8 years old. Now, when you and I were 8 years old, the internet wasn't yet invented, so that knocks us out of that line. But there are, tell me how you know what interested you initially. How did you get where you are today? Did you go to school? Did you go to the school of life? Where were you trained? Did you apprentice with someone? Have you built 500 websites? What is your experience? And you can quantify that with measurable phrases and words that help me understand, it's probably likely that this man or woman knows exactly what they're talking about. So first you establish yourself as someone who's knowledgeable on the overall topic, and then you connect with me personally. And that's where we talk about not your story. Your story is a segue to me and my story. How do you help my life improve? What do you bring to the table that is going to enhance the quality of my life, or answer the questions that I have, or solve the problems that I'm facing right now? What is it that you do, which I'm interested in, that's going to help me, which I'm more interested in, right? Again, I'm pretending to be your ideal target market member. Let's see over here. Yes. So tell me, engage with me, excuse me, educate me on why, of all the people that build websites, why should I choose you? Why should I listen to you? Why should I follow you, be interested in what you say? Even though you're not, and we've all known people who were uber knowledgeable, right? They were the cream of the crop. You couldn't get any higher. They knew everything, or seemed like they knew everything about their topic. But to us, they were cold and unfeeling. They never shared anything about their personal life on any level. So they didn't let us in on any, no pictures of them and their children on social media, no crazy funny story occasionally on their email, in their email. They just want the facts, ma'am. That's all we want to share. But that's not the type of relationship that I'm willing to have. I want to have a relationship with someone who also is human and understands me and my problems and understands my questions and fears. Show me that. And you don't have to belabor the point. Touch on it and move on. Now I'm more ready to hear what you have to say. But on your About page, and we're going to get to another episode in a week or two, we're going to really dissect an About page and figure out how to write a great About page. But don't focus the beginning of your conversation on yourself. Focus on me. Focus on me, your ideal target market member says. Your ideal audience wants to hear from you. They want to connect with you. Really, until they know you, they don't even know if they want to connect with you, right? They just want to have somebody who can help them answer their questions. Is that you? They haven't decided yet. First, they're going to look at your website. They're going to look at your social media. How much of your story are you going to share? And again, we want to share the pertinent parts of our story, but they don't need to know every single thing that's ever happened to us in an entire life. Share the parts of your story that will connect you to my story. This is where you're going to engage me and interest me and draw me in. You're not trying to manipulate me or play tricks on me. You're showing me that you're a human being, and on top of being a human being, you understand me and my problems, and on top of that, You know how to solve my problems. Okay, that's a trifecta. Now I am truly interested. I'm intrigued. Hey, Molly Little. Thanks very much for joining me today. Now, here's the rub. We're told online to be authentic because most of the people who we engage with online, they don't know us in real life, obviously. They're in Zimbabwe or Canada or California or fill in the blank, with someplace that's not our hometown and not our home church and not our exclusive community. So how do we draw the balance between authenticity and coldness? We need God to help us. He helps us in every way, big and little, big ways and small ways. We want to show our humanity and our professionalism at the same time, and those can be two sides of the same coin, and I hope that they are in your message, in your marketing message. We want to not be naked, though. Have you ever been to someone's website? Let's back up and just make it in real life. Have you ever had a conversation with someone who's pretty new to you and you're just getting to know them? Might be a casual conversation while you're both waiting for your plane to land so that you can board. It might be somebody that just moved in next door to you in the neighborhood. Any number of different scenarios, but you're face to face with someone, and an innocent question about who they are and what's their life about, and the next thing you know, they've given you a 3-hour breakdown of every sin that's ever been committed against them and how they responded to it and how that changed their life. Now, tragedies happen all the time, and I'm certainly not making light of tragedies. Things are done to us and by us that should never be done to us. We should never have been done by us. And yet, there needs to be some kind of a balance in our marketing message, whether we're face-to-face with someone across the dining room table or if we're online talking to someone in a country we will never visit. We need to strike that balance, and Christ will help us do that. One thing to remember, and we all know it, but we need to remember it again, it needs to be highlighted again periodically, is that, pardon me, that we can always share a little bit more about ourselves if we start slow. We can share another tidbit and another morsel through the months as we get to know one another through our email relationship and through our service to them and vice versa, as they ask us questions and we tell a personal story. So we reveal ourselves in authentic ways in these types of interactions. And yet, when we vomit out everything, we make people uncomfortable, number one. Now this situation has just become awkward. People tend to leave awkward situations. You do, I do. It's much easier just to leave and disengage, especially online, where we're just sometimes even a faceless entity. We don't really know that person. They've made us uncomfortable. It's just easier to, I'll be leaving now. Maybe never to come back again. So, want to share, yes, but we don't want to overshare. We don't want to, because obviously the reasons I just mentioned about being awkward and all those items, all those emotions, but also we can't take it back. We can never get it back. We can't put the yolk back in the egg. It's out for the world to see. Search engines are wonderful things, and they can be, they have a long, long memory. So while we do want to show our humanity, we do want to engage and show that, yes, we wherever our audience is, at one time we were there also, and we can help them because we're no longer there. Christ has allowed us to be trained or to learn on our own, and we've experienced something that they are in the midst of right now, and we have overcome it. All of those factors that play into making us who we are and making us valuable to our ideal target market, those very things are the things that are good. But we want to be careful not to overshare and become naked in front of people, figuratively naked. It's not good. We can't take it back. It creates an awkward situation. People disengage from us, often permanently, because they don't want to have that experience again. It's easier to just bypass that person altogether if we've been embarrassed one time, if they have embarrassed us with their nakedness. So there's that juxtaposition, isn't there? We want to show our professional side, how we have accomplished what we've accomplished, what we know, and how that can help them, and then segue right into how we know them, what questions that they have, and how those two pieces of the puzzle merge together so that, yes, we are the very person who can help them solve their problems or answer their questions. Now, we understand as Christians, we're doing that because Christ has first taught us, right? We're only sharing what we have been taught and giving him the glory as we go along. But still, we want to do it in a professional/human way. This is the way that we want to do it, because before we can serve anyone, real life, online, as a pen pal, first we must connect with them. And that happens by coming up beside them in our imagination, in their imagination, and saying, you know what? I understand your frustration. Let me show you. May I show you something that I've learned that helped me? Maybe it'll help you too. We don't plunge into, here are the 3 products that I have that I can, here's product 1, 2, and 3. Which one would you like to have? No, we just met this person. And while it's true that online people can come to us and be prepared to purchase immediately, typically that's not the way it works. And even if it did, we still want that relationship with that new buyer, right? We're never wrong to engage with people and show both our professionalism and our humanity. And as Christians, to give God the glory for both, because he's the one that gave us the opportunities to learn what we have in our knowledge bucket. He's the one that gave us the intelligence to understand it and to draw conclusions and to create products and programs and services that help people. But our ideal target market is coming to our website or looking at our social media, not so much to find out about us. They just want a taste of about us because they really want to hear about themselves. And when we know that and we focus our marketing message in that way, we are welcoming them into our living room, our fictional living room, and making space for them. They can come in and be comfortable and know that they're safe with us. This is so very important, and it's a point that's not often discussed online. I want my clients to know that they're safe with me, and I'm sure you feel the same way. Whether we say it with words or in our actions, the tone of our voice when we are speaking or writing, whatever methodology we use, whatever delivery format we use, perhaps the first most important point we want to make with potential readers and viewers and clients is that they are safe and they are welcome. So how much of our story should we share in our marketing message? Only the part that connects us to our God-given audience. That's how much we should share. So who do you know that's trying to market their message online today? Perhaps they'd find these live trainings useful as well. Please share this video with them and perhaps tag them in it. Tomorrow is Q&A Friday, baby. So join me right here at 3 p.m. and bring your friends. Until then, I'm Patricia Durgin, the Christian Message Coach. I pray that this show helps you get one step closer to monetizing your message. Thanks for being here.